Okay, so if you've been following along with the human garage movements that we've been doing, taken from the 28-day life reset at humangarage.net, then well done. Today we're going to focus on a challenging fascial manoeuvre called the Pretzel Squat. So essentially what you do, you've got your feet kind of parallel and you turn one out to the side, or you can kind of start, you know, like so, take a step out. You get into this kind of T position, and then with the foot that's facing forward, you take your arm across like this, take your nose over the top, and put your hand on your behind, and you start to just sort of drift forward a little bit. And then when you reach the point where you can feel a little stretch, for me it's through this side here, start to bend your legs, and you can put that part of your hand on your back, this over your shoulder, like so, as you look to the other direction, like so, and you go down. So that's 6 breaths, and then what you can do, you can turn your head position and swap your arms. So this hand would go around the back, this hand would come around the front, and again 6 breaths. Then slowly unwind and come back up. Have a little walk around. It takes a while to kind of get into that. Takes a while to get into that deep sort of position. And once you've kind of moved around a little, let that integrate, you can do the other side. So again, like a T position like so. Hand out in front, hand on behind. I like to just think of like nose dive over. Hand goes on the shoulder. This hand flat on the back. Bend the legs. Head to the left or away from the foot that's pointing in that direction. 6 breaths. And then switch head position, arm around the back. And then slowly up. Take your time on going deep and, you know, lower into that position. But it translates over quite nicely to something I'm working on at the moment. Been doing a lot of ice skating, about 6 hours a week. And when you're skating backwards, there's some times when the foot has to come in, rotate externally, outside edge, the ice to do a crossover, and then back. So these kind of movements where the hips opening up, you know, without having to do anything unusual with the body, it's nice, makes that whole process a little easier. And the next thing for me is to like outside edge, push away. And so these kind of movements, you know, kind of support that. So that's pretty much it for all the, well, not all the exercises, but for the core exercises, or the core manoeuvres, fascial manoeuvres inside the 28-day human garage, 28-day life reset. There's a few. Each day, if you go through the reset, they've got like a move of the day. And like I said in the previous video, I'll try and go through some of those and share those with you. But for now, you've kind of got enough to play around with. What I would say is what I find is that when I actually put the laptop on and I go through the actual, like each day of the 28 days, I mean, what I tend to do now is go back to the very last day and I work my way back up through like the last week, if you like, because then it starts getting you know, there's less and less, and I quite enjoy that last week. Yeah, when I put the laptop on, I do it and I'm focused on it. I always find I get a little bit more out of that than sometimes when I'm just, you know, doing it on the fly. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, I do it totally twisted. I'll do something else, and then my attention gets, you know, it wavers. Or I'll come in here and I'll work on some other different exercises, and then I'll do a few together. But sometimes when I just stick to the game plan every single day, you know, I find great benefit in that. So I hope you've enjoyed those experiences of the human garage. We'll do some more. I'll show you some other things that I've kind of created myself. They're not officially human garage maneuvers, but the concept and the idea, you know, you may find some benefit in that. Because sometimes, to me, it's the thought process behind the whole system that if you kind of get that, you can go off and explore. Sometimes your explorations end up in a good place, sometimes not so much. So, but that's the nature of exploration, right? Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next video.